Hi, beautiful beloved souls. What comes to me to communicate is deep inside, what is the knowing towards the situation humanity is in right now. And I don't need to go into details. We all know how we stepped out of the harmony of nature, and to me that happened the moment we started feeling separate from everything else. So when we make choices for the benefit of us, feeling separate from the others, as opposed to I still want to benefit my involvement, my well-being, while also making sure that the whole planet is in the same well-being. So I'm not hurting or depriving anybody else, because we must understand the same way our bodies, when sense a foreign enemy, virus, bacteria, whatever it is, produce antibodies, same way the whole planet, the whole existence has the same mechanisms. We're not separate from the mechanisms of the planet. That's one organism as well. So if we behave like viruses, or we behave like harmful elements, naturally that organism that includes everything in the planet itself, the whole existence, will want to rebalance. It will want to go back to the balance, and will send antibodies, things that will bring the balance back and calm down the attacks. So we have not been making benevolent choices for the planet, for the well-being of all beings. We don't need so much, we don't need a lot. If we're truly conscious and in tune with everyone and everything, we can have very connected, very, very deep, beautiful experiences of life, of togetherness. And I know for a lot this may seem like a concept far from reality, impossible concept, but that's the natural evolution. We will have to evolve, and situations like this allow us to, at least some of us, to go deeper. And that pain I feel, that suffering I feel from the loss of brothers and sisters, or humanity in general being in pain, or my personal pain, makes me really connected to some wisdom within, some deeper truth that's not possible from here and from reading all the information and from calculating how can I save myself. Maybe if I do this, I'll be able to save myself. So in this sense, I want to also include the verse from Matthew, from the Bible, where it says, "But when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and the holy angels with him, and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of this glory. Before him all the nations will be gathered, all nations are gathered, and he will separate them one from another, as the shepherd separates the sheep from the goats." And I believe religion, the church has done a lot of damage, just because maybe personally they didn't understand that everything in the Bible is also symbolic. It is not literal. So when you And in this sense, it's very hard to understand what does it mean, the believers from the non-believers. Okay, I go to church, I say there is God, I'm a believer. And to me, that's another concept, that's another way of living from a conceptual belief. And so even the way we pray, begging to someone who's punishing, who died for our sins. So see, this is how I see that whole essence of God and what this means and how we perceive. You know, God is love. What does love do to us? When we are in a state of cosmic love, not the love towards my dog that's mine, my beloved, the love of my things, not that love. The love that's cosmic, that's agape, that's all-inclusive love. When I am in that love, first of all, my body is soft and relaxed, and I feel love towards the whole life emanating. I feel one. When someone that's not me suffers, I know that's part of me suffering, and I would want to be of service, see how I can lift that being up. So not only that, my breath is really soft, gentle, and present. It enters all the way to my tummy, it exhales, it's a natural. Now I work with people where I put my hands on the body. And so what I notice for a lot of us, there is no breath happening. The breath is very shallow and very contracted in here. So if I take a breath in my tummy, then the chest expands, I now realize how much less I was breathing, but also that when we breathe these shallows and we develop this chronic shallow breathing, is because when we were children, when there is stress, contraction, something going on, like people wanting to tell us how to be, fear, we witness pain, we go into stress mode and we lock the breath, and all of a sudden we live life like that. We drive, we're in traffic, we have to survive. The breath becomes natural, like this, contracted and closed. So when that breath is like this all of our life, the body is constantly in stress mode. Now, to me, these are the goats. The goats are the people that are in stress mode. There is no relaxation, there is no love. In that stress mode, the immune system is provoked. In that stress mode, for example, currently the coronavirus is hitting the lungs, so we end up with no oxygen in the body. And so I hope and I feel there is something in it if they make a research of how many of the younger people have challenges with the breath and end up in hospital with needing that oxygen because of the stress, shallow breathing. Although they are young and they should have their lungs really strong, they're still in this shallow breath. So I will post also in the comments a video from the American Lung Association, but the breath is like this. We take a breath that expands the tummy, and a lot of, especially women, we used to holding the tummy tight because we want to feel flat tummy, we want to feel beautiful, and that also additionally constricts the body. So take a breath, expand the belly, hold even the hands on the belly, so you know that it's expanding. So you also notice that after the belly fills, the chest fills up. And then on exhale, we keep the lips closed like we're blowing a candle. And we take much longer to exhale. what this does, it oxygenates the body, brings oxygen to the cells, it opens the lungs so they can with the air bring oxygen. I believe that if someone also gets sick, if you make sure that non-stop, start from 9, practicing this breath every hour, oxygenize the body, do not allow any stagnation, that this will make a big difference in the outcome. This means at night, maybe an hour, 2 hours, whatever it's comfortable, turn the alarm on, get up and breathe. Turn the alarm on, get up and breathe, because when the virus takes over and it's stagnation, there is nothing opening, we breathe shallow. This is like petri dish for this to grow, and the oxygen will actually helps keeping the lungs open and gives a chance the body to overcome, the intelligence of the body to overcome the virus. The body is very intelligent, but it's not able to process, to make us breathe. It needs that oxygen. We have to help it. So in this sense, to me, it's when we are in this love state, we're very considerate to the whole. We're not in the individual self. We feel more expanded. We feel all-inclusive. We feel our wholeness include the wholeness of the whole existence. Then we're in this love field. Then we're not in sin. This is the not being in sin. Because what choices will we make if we include the whole? Every choice will be considered so carefully, so powerfully aligned to the goodness of the whole, that nothing will constrict the body. If we lie and we make choices that we know are harmful, even though with our mind think it's fine, nobody saw me, nobody realized what I'm doing, I want to be okay, I don't care about the others, I have to survive. But you have to know, you saw you. The body contracts by every choice that's done like this. The body contracts because your consciousness, your inner wisdom, your inner knowing sees all that and creates the contraction, and you become a goat instead of the sheep that will be saved. The believer versus the non-believer. This is the believing in God, being in this all-inclusive field of love where we're not in the individual self, we are in the whole. And that does not mean I have to choose to sacrifice myself, but I am including the whole in the goodness of my choices, in the goodness of my actions. So every action is contribution to me, to my well-being, while it's also including the whole, while it's also beneficial for the whole. There are such situations, and we all know them. There are such ways of functioning. So this is the ascending line of the cross. The horizontal is us being in this physical plane, reading the newspaper. Oh, that's so terrible, that's so scary, I have to survive, I have to protect myself by stocking myself on food, on money, or whatever it is. And then that is additional contraction, stress, less breath, less relaxation, less alignment. So do you see the whole picture? The body, when in that state of life, all considerate actions, all inclusive for the wholeness, including the whole of all other choices, emanating that love, emanating that well-being and desire for the well-being of all and lifting of the whole. And so Now there is this different state of being. Now to me, that's the true believing in God. Because if I make choices that are harmful for the others, even a little bit, even being in a lie, or taking more of something without considering maybe someone else needs some of it, now I'm already stepping out of this natural law, of this all-inclusive law, and there's certain contraction and certain shift that happen in the body. So know that every choice, every thought, every action recalibrates the body. And I know we have a lot of past traumas, but if we step in this utter presence in this moment and choosing for this moment with everything that we are, this all-inclusive, benevolent, considerate choices, we don't need to process past traumas. All of a sudden the body will start to relax, because even trying to process the past traumas that are locked in the body as a shortness of breath, as contraction, as tightness, as shifted fascia or muscles, is not going to be processed by talking about it, even if I talk to it lifelong. Just the opposite. The more I talk about my trauma, the more I make it solid, I make it real, the body is reminded of it. So it solidifies even more that contraction. So don't worry about all that. Step in this fire of the presence, of the love, and consider everything as part of you. So in this sense, how can I contribute to the whole today? What can I do? What can I do for the people around me that I love, and also the whole world? Every plant, don't just go and pick up a plant, smell it and throw it away. Gently be with it and let it be. We have these automatic movements, reactions that show how disconnected we are from nature. And that's why I want to do also conscious hiking, because we hike and say, oh, so beautiful, oh, imagine this, and this separates us completely from the experience. Even the shoes making the noise separate us. Like, have you been in the forest without the shoes and gently walking, and so there is no sound, so there is this unity, this dissolvement, this ecstasy that emerges from us. And also I want to talk about the intoxication, the intoxicating joy that comes from when we step in this presence, love state, that emanation of light and goodness for everyone, for everything. Because when it is glowing, there is no space for fear, contraction, or reading something of some happening and then contracting from it and now applying it to as a filter to everything we see. Now think about, there was a post of this girl, 35 years old or something like this, that had no reaction, and all of a sudden she says, oh, I have something in my chest, of something weird, and then they find her dead. What this does to humanity is, and everybody that read this news, filter. And now I'm filtering, oh my God, I can die just like that, even without any symptoms, and she's so young, what will happen to my son, to my daughter, to my husband, to my mother? And then that filter is there, and what happens? We are the goats. So this is very symbolic. Nobody's gonna punish and choose. Choose you. Choose truth. Choose to be in alignment with that wholeness. Because in Aramaic there is no word for a sin. The word for sin is translated as missing the target. We are missing the target every time we choose to not include the whole, to ask as individual self that wants to survive, make choices without seeing the big picture and considering the whole, fearing, being in fear, not breathing, that's already missing the target. So this is the journey. Relax into this knowing, this being. Don't try to figure out things. There's so much information that it may feel overwhelming. What's this thing with spirituality? This coach, this person speaking that. It is very simple. It's not complicated. We, in this emanating love and practice that emanation, at any moment we can turn to love. Feel aggression, you feel aggression, and then at that moment go, oh, I will respond even if at the moment I don't feel it, with gratitude. You will say thank you to this, whatever it is, and I appreciate, and I'll turn to love, and then I'll see reality shifting in front of my eyes. Almost unbelievable. Almost unbelievable. So all it takes, I feel fear, I feel anger, I turn it to the love. I turn it to the love. This is the oneness with God. This is the true oneness. The true oneness, where one coming as a concept, or being in the now and being present, just coming as a concept from the head, doesn't speak anything. So this is also the transcendence of this reality. This is also the realization that when we step in this fiery presence, even if we have to walk into the fire, we will sink to the fire. We will sink to it. We will be in the center of the experience of whatever we're going through, and with our still not losing that sense of wholeness, of all-inclusive wholeness that includes the entire creation as one organism, as opposed to me versus the others. And when the more we evolve into this way of being, the more we will become those points of light and transformation for the others. Because someone comes at you, you don't respond with resistance, you respond. That me, that part of me, that part of the whole organism on earth is attacking me, thinks I am something that they need to fight. So instead of fighting back, I look at them and I see them being lost in this bubble of the self, of me versus the others. So we'll help them get out of there. How? You will know. You trust that inner knowing. And if you think about this, only we humans have lost that trust that there is this benevolent, harmonious knowing within us, how to create without having to learn, to go to school and learn from others. So look at the bees creating these beautiful beehives. Look at them. And honey, and knowing which flowers produce honey. Look at the birds building the nests. They don't I need to stop that. They don't they do not go to school for that. They know it. It's there. We have this wisdom. We have this ability. This is it. Practice turning everything to, am I in the self or I'm one at existence? Am I in the self or I'm one at existence? Remember that everything is one giant organism. So be part of it. Do not fight it, because that comes with the opposite action of rebalancing. And so the immune system of the earth has viruses, has antibodies fighting the viruses. So it's both from the same organism. It's not one is something out of creation or existence and it's evil, and the other one is good. It's just natural balance. It's just natural way of being. This is being one with God. This is being a true believer. And that's to me, and it's so simple. God punishes if we lie or do something. Yes, when you do something, you, even if nobody saw it, you saw it, so the body contracts. That's the punishment. Call it God, all right, or call it this natural law of that cosmic consciousness. I invite you to join me in creating this new earth, this new way of being, full of light, love, and connection. Namaste. Close your eyes. Let the body just absorb the sound. I am present and available. Allows my body to dissolve the sense of self for spirit, for the divine consciousness, for truth to flow through me. And I am a precise instrument of thy grace, which allows me, by saying precise, to be very aware of the places where I make choices that end up in me losing life force or energy in directions that take me out of this alignment, this precision. Everything recalibrates me, all my actions, the external world. Currently, the external world is not in a state of desiring to consciously, yet desiring to watch this alignment and this precision. So there is a little bit confusion, and that also is affecting me. It's recalibrating me, passing through my body, but But then I just observe that, and that which observes is which I am. So as the ripples of the external world, the situations, the scary things, the good things, all the things, they pass through my body and I remain unaffected. Nothing changes. I'm still in my center. I'm still observing that precision. I'm still observing that precision, that inner knowing, that alignment. And sometimes I notice something is taking me out of the vibration, is creating heaviness, tightness. Now is my journey to go back to what I know is my center. Being in my truth and allowing truth to flow through me. My every action is in alignment to that truth. And it serves the whole as the whole serves me. I'm honored to live in times where I witness more and more people stepping into their wisdom alignment, finding the truth that's coming from within. So no more search, no more figuring out, and allowing that to emanate from the state of being. So in this sense, a teacher is someone that's just a bridge to guide you towards your own inner truth, and then you're on your own. But it's the most beautiful, ecstatic, absolutely mystical journey you will ever have. Every day becomes so filled with realizations and just unbelievable experiences. And at any moment you go, wow, how didn't I see that before? And you see your reality changing as well. Breathe. And if you breathe from now, so that becomes natural. And if you end up sick, keep breathing. Do not stop the breath. Don't let the body stay in the stagnation for a long time, even at night, especially when we're sleeping.